What's up, everybody? It's your boy Heaven Hollywood for the Heaven Hollywood Report and the IE Network. Let's get into it. Will Chris Brown and Karrueche Tran get back together? And we asked this on the night that we find out that Karrueche Tran, after 3 years, has split from her boyfriend, Victor Cruz, former NFL star. Now, this really doesn't come as a surprise to me, or I'm sure anyone in case you didn't know, family, and probably to my supporters as well, is that we exclusively got from the page The Whisper Report. Go check them out if you're not following them. The Whisper Report gave us exclusive news when it's probably been a few months now that Karrueche and Victor Cruz had split. Now, there was news that allegedly Victor got seen out. I believe he was in Miami while Karrueche was in LA, and he was spotted with another female. Now, according to reports, allegedly, Victor tried to pick up speed when he noticed that there could be paparazzi around, and he would have had to answer too many questions to Karrueche. So he kind of like tried to speed up and not be seen with this female who he was spotted with. And I believe that was the beginning to the end. Now, let's not forget, these two have not been on the same page since the quarantine. They've been quarantining separately, and that right there, you're talking about you're supposed to be fiancés. What in the heck are you doing quarantining separately? Karrueche don't have no kids, so you can't say, oh, I had to stay here with the kids. Karrueche has no kids. So, would you please tell me, Karrueche, how you planned on running a relationship with Victor when you're in LA and he's quarantined in New Jersey? Apparently, he wanted to go to Jersey. Victor's not really an LA guy. He wanted to go to Jersey. Karrueche wanted to stay in LA because she was filming Claws at the time, or working on Claws. I'm not going to say she was filming Claws, working on Claws. And she just stayed in LA closer to her work, while Victor quarantined alone in New Jersey. Now, Victor came out and made a comment. He said he can't lie. There was a breakdown, a time where he was going through a bit indecisiveness and loneliness. So it sounds to me like he's saying, when he says breakdown, you got to read between the lines, meaning he slipped up. Karrueche was not there with him, even though they stated that they talked sometimes 20 times a day. I mean, it's not 20 times a day, 20 hours a day. They were FaceTiming. That was Victor trying to convince himself, if he talks to Karrueche and sees her on FaceTime and spends ample amount of time with her, he would forget about how far they were, and his temptation would start to run wild. Now, I asked a question about Chris Brown because, ironically, right around the time that we got that report from the Whisper Report that Karrueche and Victor Cruz was having problems, right around that time, Chris Brown broke up with his child's mother. He was on and off with her for the past year or so anyway, but he officially broke up with his baby mama, Amika Harris, unfollowed her, the whole bit. And this happened, ironically, right around the time that we got the word that Karrueche was single. Now, we all know how Chris Brown feels about Karrueche, and we know that he went out, and because he couldn't have Karrueche, he went and got the bootleg Karrueche, Amika Harris. And we also know that there is a restraining order that was put on Chris in 2017, and he still has 1 year to go on that restraining order. However, that restraining order could be lifted and the last year of it suspended if Karrueche Tran goes to the court and lets them know, yes, he's been on his best behavior. He has not stalked me. He has not bothered me. And I think we should waive the last year of his order, of his restraining order. If Karrueche Tran does that, they could lift that restraining order, and then you never know what happens after that. Me personally, from what I was told, Chris has contacted Karrueche recently. I don't like to tell you where recently, but it's been recently, and I am hearing that Karrueche is feeling like Chris has changed a lot. Of course, Chris is not going to be Victor Cruz. That's not his mentality. Chris is always going to have that edge to him. He's always going to have that little bit of bad boy in him. But Karrueche can deal with the little bit of bad boy in Chris, and she was dealing with it. She was dealing with it very well until Chris committed the cardinal sin in Karrueche's mind, and that was having a baby with another woman. The cheating or what have you, Karrueche could deal with that. But it was the giving, shooting up another woman's club she couldn't deal with, especially before he shot up hers. So I believe that Chris Brown never really got serious since Karrueche, and it took him forever to even claim a female, and he never really claimed Amika. He did tell her, I love you. I guess that is claiming. He did tell her, I love you a couple of times on Instagram. And, of course, they had a adorable baby boy together. But I always believed that Chris was holding out hope that he would outlast this Karrueche and Victor Cruz relationship. And Chris was telling Karrueche, if you guys remember when he was getting on Victor about his style and saying you're not even her style. You know you don't like that style, telling Karrueche that. And Chris just always felt as though, I believe this is not going to last. And he was right. He hung in there. Now they're both single. And look out. One thing about Chris and Karrueche, even though they were toxic, let me tell you something. They were a very interesting couple. And I heard some very interesting things pop off when Chris and Karrueche get together. You talking about T.I. and Tiny. They're T.I. and Tiny to the second power without the force. Allegedly. So I believe that Victor Cruz slipped up and it got back to Karrueche. They were already having issues because they were quarantining separately. So they were having issues there. Victor Cruz still had not married her. And Karrueche, I remember her saying she was giving him one more year. That year passed, and Karrueche stayed true to her word, and her and Victor Cruz are no more. Be on the lookout. I believe her and Chris have had contact. That's what I was told, and I believe it. Now, the next thing, if she relinquishes this restraining order, you know what's coming next. You guys ready for, what is it, Cray? It's your boy, Heaven Hollywood for the IE Network. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video with your friends.